Hi everyone, Ron Crider here. It is the 1st of March. Here we are at the beach in Vero Beach, Florida, at the Victoria Condominium. And the first Sunday of every month, at least during the high season, which we call winter season or high season here in Florida, at the Victoria, we have what we call the first gathering of the first Sunday in the month. And we had to prepare something, so a bunch of us got together and decided to make turkey pinwheel snacks wrap. So we're going to give it a try here and take a look at it. It's the first time I've done it. We had some other people pitch in and give us a hand along the way. You like the beach there? Here's our pool house, and that's our cabana for the first Sunday in the month. This was our little menu of what we were going to do, and there they are. They're the wraps. Those are turkey wraps. And as you can see, we dressed them up a little bit. So the first thing we wanted to do was get the stems off of the spinach. Because some people have trouble digesting those stems if they have to eat them with the spinach. So we took little spinach and took the stems off of them because we're then going to put them onto the platter where we're going to make the little tortilla. So here you go. Now, next thing we're going to do is, I want to show you these different wraps. I found two different wraps in the store. This was one, and here's another. It seems like the first one I showed you there was the one I preferred, and I think that's the one I'm using here. So the very first thing we're going to do now is put this spread on, and I use this Alouette garlic herb spread. And let me tell you something you need to do with it, which I did not do. You want to keep that spread out of the refrigerator for about 2 hours before you try to put it on here. It will spread much easier. It'll spread like soft butter. Another thing you want to do when you make these guys is make sure you put these leaves, the spinach leaves, probably as close to the edge as possible. If you put everything pretty close to the edge, then you're going to have a more usable little wraps when you're finished. Now, the turkey could have been a little bit closer to the edge as well. This is thinly sliced mesquite grilled turkey. Once again, when you make anything, it's all about the ingredients and the quality of the ingredients. Don't buy processed meat. Don't buy processed cheese. Get good stuff. This is Boarshead mesquite grilled turkey, thinly sliced. Now, here are these little peppers. And I didn't do this exactly right. I should have run them all the way to the edge, and I did in the next couple of them, which I'm not going to show you here. But you want to run them all the way to the edge, and you wanted to put much more peppers on than I put on this one. This was the first one I made. Obviously, the more you make, the last one is always the best one. The cheese here is an imported Swiss cheese, a very good imported Swiss cheese. So if you're going to make this for friends, you might as well make it really good. It doesn't cost that much more. 1 pound of cheese cost me about $6 at Publix Market, and 1 pound of the mesquite grilled turkey was about $7.50. And between the turkey and the cheese, and you want them to slice them all very thin. You ask your butcher at the grocery store to slice them very thin. They made about 35 little wedges, and they could have been more if we had cut them correctly. Now, this is a little tricky part, and you'll get the hang of it by the third or fourth one. I really got the hang of it because it needs to be wrapped very tightly and very carefully. As you can see, it starts to try to want to bunch up as you're going across there. So you got to be a little bit careful as you do this. So you get it pretty well wrapped tightly. Then you get your toothpicks out. And I got some really nice long toothpicks. They weren't expensive, but they were very, very nice. Now, the next thing we did wrong, and I will show you this. That's a really good knife, by the way, but not good enough. And you'll see as we get along here in just a minute or two that there is a better knife to use than this. You definitely do not want to use a serrated knife. That's going to saw like a big old saw, and that's not a good idea. But the very first thing you do is you cut off the ends because they're not usable for this process. They're usable to eat while you're doing it, but you want to cut off the ends first, and then you cut this. And when you cut it and lay it down, take your little toothpick or skewer and make sure that it's pretty well together, and you can reshape it right there. Now, you'll see coming up here, I brought in the Pro, and the Pro is going to, she didn't have the right knife in the beginning either, but we finally got one. Now you see there, the red peppers are going to be in the middle because that's where there's none on the end because we didn't put them all the way through to the end. As we get further along, we did. Now here you're going to see her using the correct knife. This is a really good knife. Now take a look at this, and she's going to flip it over here. See how it has those little indentations there she's pointing to? That makes it slide through the bread easily. It's a really sharp knife. It's an expensive set of knives. These knives, this whole set of knives, which has about 10 or 12 knives, was somewhere around $1,500. You can't beat it. You can't beat having good cutlery. You probably notice the chefs have a little bag, and wherever they go, when they go from one restaurant to the other, they always bring along their knives. The knives are the most important part for a chef. Okay, coming up here, you're going to see the finished version when we put it on the plates with the pickles and the carrots. All you want to do is make it look really good. And there's kind of an overhead view of it. Here is the menu that we put together. And then here it is on the table at our event, at our pool cabana party on the 1st of March, and right there they are. And by the way, at the end of the evening, which was only about 2.5 hours, there wasn't one left. So obviously they were quite good. Thank you very much for watching this video. Ron's Turkey Pinwheel Snack Wraps, and it was made by Dr. Molly Snell, Ron Crider, Edward Merrill, and Chad Goff. Everybody pitched in to kind of put these together. It was like a horse made by a committee, and we ended up with a camel. But nonetheless, it was good. Everybody liked it. They were a hit. If you liked the video, give me a like. If you like these videos, then subscribe to the channel. Thank you very much, and have a really great day.